What is going on, everyone? I am NuxPro, and welcome to part 4 of the Call of the Dead 35 plus round strategy. And the title says rounds 15 to 27 because last time we left you at part 3, we just completed round 14, I believe. And now we skipped ahead all the way to round 23 because all we were doing from round 15 to 23 was the same exact circuit we're running now. And if you want to see part 1, part 2, and part 3, I will put an annotation, or annotations with an S, on the screen so you can check them out, because I know part 1 you actually have to do some stuff to get to where I am now, and then part 2 is like the same thing. We're doing some things to get to where we are now, like getting Jug, maximizing points, all that stuff. And part 3 is where you really see the strategy start to take shape. And I said in part 3 that I was going to start to downsize the videos, because in my past zombie strategies I put the whole entire game, which I think Ascension took like 9 or 10 parts. So in order to make this more friendly to watch, we're going to try to make the videos smaller, so we're just going to cut some rounds out. You're not missing much. If there's an epic clutch moment, you know, I'll put that in. And there's going to be a lot of them. When we hit the 30s, a lot of stuff happens, and that's probably the most important video to watch, because a lot of mistakes were made that shouldn't have been made around round 35, that shouldn't have happened, and it'd be good for you guys to look at them so you won't make those same mistakes I did. But today's topic is weapon selection. And in the past Call of Duty zombie maps, weapon selection is fairly simple. The first thing you always need is the ray gun. That's standard on every single map. And then the second weapon you want is usually the next power weapon. So whether that would be the Wonder Waffle or the Thunder Gun. I'm trying to think what it is in Verrucht. Verrucht, it's the Winter's Howl. 5, it's the Winter's Howl. The Winter's Howl can be debated on 5 in Verrucht, but for the most part, when you get to like round 30 or 35, you probably want the Winter's Howl, because, I mean, your next best option is a gun with regular bullets, and at round 30 or 35, it's not really working for you. So, at least in solo, because as you know, if you play multiplayer, you can only get one person can get the power weapon. So, with that said, with this map, it's very complicated. Now I'm using this strategy because I think it's the best strategy to get the high rounds. I have another strategy that I haven't put out, and I haven't seen anyone do it, but I find that this one is a lot better, and maybe the other strategy is best served for, you know, round 30 and up. And the only reason I have the ray gun and RPK upgraded right now is because I have a crap load of points, so I can do that, and I was trying to kill George so I can get multiple perks. And if you didn't know, you can kill George and he'll drop a perk, and that's how you get more than 4. So that's the only reason I've upgraded, because you don't need to upgrade the ray gun until about round 35, at least on this map solo. So I would advise holding off on upgrading your ray gun, because you might be in a situation where you haven't gotten a max ammo in a while because there are no dog or monkey rounds, and you're going to need ammo. So if you can hold off on what am I saying? If you can hold off on upgrading it, that's good, because when that time comes when you run out of ammo, because it probably will happen, you can just upgrade it and you have your ammo replenished. So, the first weapon you need is the ray gun, of course. That's standard. And, you know, and let's take care of the other accessories. We have the Mataraska dolls. I know I didn't pronounce it right. The Mataraska dolls. you get those. Those are in your slot that the Monkey Bombs and the Gersh devices are, and those are your only option for that slot. So you might as well have them. They have. I don't know. I have no real use for them, but they're good to have if you run out of ammo and you're in a bind, and I guess you can throw them or whatever. But you want to try to get those just so you have them. I mean, it's a free spot, a free weapon basically, so you might as well get it. Claymores, use them however you want. You could put them by the water, and if you get into trouble, you can run in the water, and the Claymores can slow some of the zombies down, at least in this strategy, or no, just put it whatever to get some cheap kills. It's just good to have them. And then your frags are Semtex. I would just get Semtex because, I mean, in multiplayer, like online gaming, I would want the frag, but because it's distance and all that stuff. And we're going to skip right to round 27 because nothing happens. We're doing the same exact thing from round 23 on to 27. So, except now we have an upgraded HK and the ray gun. And, again, I probably just upgraded the HK just because I have the points, so I said whatever. But, yeah, so Semtex frag is your preference. I would just do Semtex because I guess they're easier to deal with, in zombies. Because you don't have to worry about rolling around. And I think I don't know if I killed George. No. He's probably, I don't know, whatever. Weapon selection. So you want the ray gun, you want your necessities, or your accessories, your claymores, your dolls, and in Semtex or frag, whatever. You already have those if it's your preference. So then, I guess the only thing left now is your secondary, which this is my stand on it. The two power weapons besides the ray gun are the VR11 and the scavenger. Now this is only for this strategy. Now I have another strategy, but which the weapons might be more beneficial, but for this strategy I would not advise using the scavenger. Number one, in this strategy you need to be aware of not hitting George, because if you hit George your whole stuff is effed up, because then you got him running at full speed after you, which if that does happen I just advise you to keep running circles. He's gonna zap you, but I'm pretty sure it does not cause damage. So you just need to try to hold out, because I've tried to run into the lake real quick, and when you have a whole horde of zombies following you, it's no good. But the only advice I can give you on that is if you get him angry, is to wait till you round up all the zombies, let him chase you, and then you need to go through the lighthouse. And there's a route that you can take. It'd be better if you could see it, but there's a route you can take. You'll eventually get him in the water, and it'll get you to safety. You'll see that in the next video, because I actually have to do it in the round 30s and up. So, see the scavenger, the radius is so big it's always going to hit George, unless George is in the area. So I wouldn't advise getting the scavenger, at least until, you know, round 30 or 35, because I ran with the upgraded HK and RPK to round 30 with no problem. So I would just say to hold off on the scavenger until you get to the later rounds, and then you're just gonna have to, you know, work that out. I mean, the radius is so big it's gonna hit George. So I would advise using any type of weapon that shoots, like the AUG, the Commando, that shoots normal bullets until, you know, round 30 and 35, which you should probably go to another strategy if you want to use a scavenger, which you'll see in the 30 and up video. And then the VR11, I guess, is okay, not really. The VR11 is only if you're in trouble, and it essentially is a monkey bomb because you shoot it and it turns a zombie into a human, and the human just runs away to the closest water, and then they freeze and die, so the whole horde will go chase them. But I feel like if you have the time to shoot a zombie that, I don't know. I feel like if you have the time to actually shoot the zombie to get away, that you need that much breathing room. Like it's hard to make a case that you really need it, especially in the higher rounds when you need ammo to kill the zombies and progress in the round. And the VR11 is basically a weapon that just helps you survive. So you want weapons that kill zombies, not just help you get breathing room. So I would advise not getting the VR11. Now, if you're playing multiplayer, that's different. One person can have the VR11, and other people can have, whatever weapons they want. So at least for Soul, you don't want the VR11. The Scavenger, you definitely need to use a different strategy, which you'll see in the next video, 30 and up. And a quick note: when you're hoarding zombies, when you're waiting for them all to spawn in, keep your ray gun out. Number one, you go faster. Number two, there's been times where I've gotten, I just messed up and I got in corners, and since the ray gun is essentially an insta-kill almost on these zombies, when you just spray it at them in the early rounds, it could really save your life. So I would say up to round 30, use your ray gun and upgraded anything that, shoots. And preferably an HK and RPK with stamina for the added mobility, and save the Scavenger for another strategy, which is round 30 and up. And of course, your ray gun. So I hope this video helped. I gave you some good tips. If you haven't already, please subscribe and take a look at our channel, because we have plenty of zombie content. And in part 5, you're going to see rounds 30 and up. So I hope to see you guys there, and thank you for watching.